The intelligentsia has arrived. Look, I'm about to explain everything, but go ahead and get ready because this is the She-Hulk review for episode 6. Now, I was supposed to record this yesterday, last night, whatever you want to say, but dude, I was exhausted. Like, I kept going in and out of sleep. Like, I don't know, like the night before, I was just, bro, I did not get enough sleep, so I was messed up. But I did watch this yesterday, and I like it was a basic episode, but there was something big in it. All right, that's kind of like a mixture of feelings right there, but actually, all right, we got something big in this. Like the whole plot of the episode, well, the two plots that was in the episode, it was all right. First of all, we got Jen. She was invited to a wedding, her friend Lulu's wedding from high school, and then we also got Nikki and Mallory helping this guy named Mr. Immortal with his divorce situation. Okay, because this dude basically like he kills himself to get out of blah, 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 to get out of marriage. Golly, I couldn't even get that out. But to get out of marriage, he basically kills himself, which is crazy. Like what? But we're gonna go ahead and get into all this because we start off the show with oh, Jen. All right, Jen. She's telling us basically breaking the fourth wall. Like, oh yeah, this is just a filler. Like this, she basically told us this is a filler episode, so it's not that much to talk about. But I'm gonna go detail by detail. All right. So she's like, yeah, this filler episode. I'm going to a wedding. Weddings come out of nowhere, so why not have it at this point in the season? I mean, I guess the way the show been going, like you might as well. Like it just be, yeah. Like I don't even know how to explain it. But look, so we get that. All right, we go to Nikki. Nikki's going back to the office. She's trying to help Mallory with this situation with Mr. Immortal. Mr. Immortal shows up to talk to Mallory and was like, yeah, all my wives, because he has several wives that he's killed himself to get away from. So he's like, yeah, you just walk into traffic and just die. And like he was trying to explain this, and like Nikki is just looking confused about the whole situation. Like, what? So you kill yourself when you don't feel like being married to that woman anymore. Instead of getting divorced, instead of talking it out, like Mallory went, like she ran down the whole thing. Like she was like, so you kill yourself instead of talking it out with these women and just getting a divorce. And he was basically like, yeah, that's what I do. And then basically Nikki and Mallory just started talking at the same time. And this dude just gets up and jumps out the window of the office building. It was crazy because we got to see how he actually does it. And I kind of love this part because like not only was he explaining what he did, but he actually did it. Like this dude killed himself and like went through the hood of a car, well, the top of the roof of a car, and just got up and was like cracking bones to get back right and stuff. It kind of looked like what would I compare that to? Like Devora on Mortal Kombat, like it was kind of like that, or like Doll Man from The Flash, kind of like that. But yeah, it was pretty cool. It was a pretty cool scene. So they was just mind blown by the whole thing, him jumping out the window, and he actually got up and was like, well, you got to see how he does it. Like it was pretty cool. But we go back to Jen, and Jen is actually showing up to the wedding, showed up as She-Hulk, and everybody's like all up on She-Hulk, like yeah, and they got a little explicit. They're like, yeah, you got some cheeks, like them cheeks standing out. Like they was into She-Hulk when she showed up to this wedding. But then what you call it? Lulu, she shows up, she's like, yeah, can we talk to the side real quick? And she pulls it to the side and like, yeah, I don't need you here at She-Hulk. Okay, because at first I thought she was only invited because she's She-Hulk, because they haven't talked in years. But after this, I was like, okay, she's not invited because she's She-Hulk. But yeah, we get that scene, and she's like, all right, I'll be normal Jen for this wedding. Okay. We cut back to Mallory and Nikki and Mr. Immortal, and he has all his wives at the building. So all his wives are complaining about like, oh, like he killed himself for you too. Like he kept doing it. Like he didn't talk it out with any of them. And he actually has a kid with one of them. Like I don't know how many kids he has with how many of them, but they said like basically one of them was like, yeah, I have a kid with him and stuff, like, and then the other one was complaining about how like they was getting the same amount of money as the other wife. Like it was a whole bunch of like mess. So at this point, Nikki just like she takes everybody to the side and she's just writing down all their situations, what exactly happened with Mr. Immortal, and getting them all different types of like agreements and stuff. Like one of them just got an agreement for a hug, a sincere apology, and eye contact, which was hilarious. But like that's stuff that women want. So we go back to Jen at the wedding. Jen is at the wedding and Titania shows up and is actually there with one of the grooms. And She-Hulk, well, Jen is like, why is she here? And Lulu's like, look, she's not here to beat you up, okay? She's here to enjoy a wedding, all right? Trying to make Jen feel comfortable. That did not work, all right? Jen was on 10 toes. Jen was ready. But then Jen got relaxed. And this guy named Josh was trying to talk to her at one point. And basically Lulu just came in cock block. And there was moments in this show where like they were making Jen do stuff. And I'm like, Jen, if you don't just pipe up on these folks. Like, when Jen was trying to talk to Josh, well, Josh was talking to Jen when they was talking to each other. Lulu shows up and was like, Jen, can you help me with something? Like half of the staff, they left. Can you clean up? Like, what? You invite me to a wedding to clean up? That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. Like, I'm not cleaning up at nobody's wedding. Well, I think that's a little like OD, but I don't want to be asked to clean up. I want to just do that out of kindness of my heart. But that was crazy. All right. And not only that, there was another scene where they basically threw a whole bunch of the groom's shirts in her hands and said, yeah, you're the one that's supposed to iron the shirts, right? Like, what? No. I was like, Jen, if you don't drop them shirts on the floor, like, don't iron them shirts. Don't iron them. And I don't even know if she ironed the shirts, but I mean, I hope she did. But eventually Jen gets in this fight with Titania. Okay. And it was like it wasn't too serious because Jen was she was very drunk and Titania was just swinging on her, like just knocking her left and right. And Jen couldn't do nothing. Jen was stuck. Okay. Jen, like she was done. All right. But Titania was like, come on, like, bring her out. Like, it was just like so anticlimactic, this fight. And it's like, I don't take Titania serious at all after this. But like, she just wanted She-Hulk to come out. And Jen was too drunk to bring out She-Hulk. So she was just like, yeah, hold up, give me a sec. And eventually She-Hulk comes out. All right, She-Hulk wipes the floor with Titania. It's not even a fucking challenge. She messes up Titania's face and Titania just left. All right. After this, Josh, he's in the back like, yeah, you did that. Like, you're real excited and stuff. We cut back to Nikki and Mallory, and this is where things get juicy. I wanted to wait and talk about this last. Even though that Titania fight happened after this, I wanted to talk about this. Because we get the Intelligentsia, okay? The Intelligentsia is a website, and it was actually brought up by the wives of Mr. Immortal, but they was bringing it up, and you can compare it to like Reddit, the way they was explaining it. But when they, Nikki and Mallory pull it up, and it's basically like they sign in, put She-Hulk sign in and stuff, and they scroll and see a whole bunch of death threats for She-Hulk, like, it was a whole bunch of crazy stuff. So at this point, I'm like, okay, the Intelligentsia is confirmed. But it's not just a website. It didn't stop there. But it was like, dang, should we tell, Nikki was like, should we tell Jen about this? And Mallory was like, no, she has enough things to worry about. We don't want to have her like, worried. But I was like, bro, tell her about this. Like, this is serious. But then again, she might just sweep it under the rug and be like, oh, I'm She-Hulk. It doesn't matter. Like, they can't kill me. But after the Titania fight, we get the ending to the show. The ending shows a man in a lab on the computer, and a picture of Jen is on the computer. And we see something about Hulk King. Now, I have a thought on the Hulk King. I believe the Hulk King is Todd. All right, Todd in the comics is believed to be the leader's brother and turns into Madman, which is a red version of the Hulk, but not Red Hulk because that's Thunderbolt Ross. But because we don't have Thunderbolt Ross, I believe that Todd is going to be Red Hulk in the MCU. I think it's going to be that. Because Madman, I feel like that's a little lower level to be in this show, but Todd as Red Hulk would be dope. And you brought in this good actor, and I know it's not going to be over with just this show. So make him Red Hulk. Why not? I mean, MCU has turned it's changed a lot of people's origins and stuff. It's been a lot of different scenarios. Everything doesn't have to be comic book accurate, and nobody's eager to see Madman. Oh, I really want Madman. It would be cool because RIP, but because the passing of Thunderbolt Ross, I believe that Todd should be Red Hulk. He can be Red Hulk. I have no problem with it. And you see he's already all over Jen. Yeah, you're just such a specimen. The way he talks about Jen, you can tell he's obsessed with Hulks. So back to the lab. All right, the lab. They show a broken needle, which I feel like this is the bent needle that that I was about to say Damage Control. I've been watching too much wrestling. What is their name? Godly, I can't even think of it. You know who I'm talking about. The people that tried to take Jen's blood and stuff. Godly. I keep thinking Damage Control, but that is not the name. I'm so sorry. I'm drawing blanks right now. But yeah, they tried to take their blood. I believe this is the same needle that they attempted to take their blood, but they show a stronger, bigger, sturdier needle. That's what she said. And I believe they're gonna come back. They're gonna come back and try to get Jen's blood again, and this time succeed. So I don't know who they're gonna send this time. I don't know if they're gonna send the Wrecking Crew. The Wrecking Crew. I believe they're gonna send the Wrecking Crew back and all right, use this needle. You should get the blood this time. No problems. Yeah, we should be good this time. But yeah, I was just excited to see that. But the Intelligentsia, I believe this is their lab. I believe it's ran by Todd right now, but in the comics, it's actually ran by the leader. The Mandarin has something to do with it. You have MODOK that is eventually in there. Egghead, which is Ghost's dad. So I believe Egghead is coming back eventually. Especially with the Thunderbolts and stuff being a team and Ghost being on the team. I believe that's why she's there. But yeah, the Intelligentsia is here. I'm excited. Comment down below what you're most excited about with the Intelligentsia being revealed in this. Who do you believe is behind the scenes of all this? Because we thought it was the leader, but now the leader is the main villain of Captain America: New World Order. So is Todd the main villain of this show? I mean, I'm led to believe that. But let me know down below who you believe is the main villain of the show. How do you feel about this episode? What I would rate it is 7 out of 10. I'll give it 7 out of 10 because I believe the Intelligentsia, them being revealed, is the only thing holding it up. Other than that, it was just a wedding and a little anticlimactic boss fight with She-Hulk and Titania. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode. I hope y'all enjoyed. If y'all did, make sure to leave a like. And if you're new, go ahead and subscribe. Yes, subscribe, that big red subscribe button. Also, the bell button to be notified when I upload more videos. And I'm getting phone calls and stuff. I'm about to ignore that. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Your boy Dre is out.